And we're both battling. The other two are battling too. Next.
What'd you see from the guys in pads?
You know, this is our 5th straight day, and which is really good because you got to push through it. We got some good heat. 5th straight day of install too. You know, in the spring we slowed it down. Now we're kind of throwing it up all against the wall and saying, okay, you know, what do we know? What can we do? What we're going to be good at? So we had some head spinning, quarterbacks head spinning, the threes, especially the younger guys. You know, you put in a lot of different routes in that area, so it's different. But we'll get to learn from it. We did some good things and did some bad things, but that's expected to be on the 5th day.
Have they hit the kind of wall yet, or is it just the kind of mental trying to keep up with it?
You know, Coach kind of alluded to that today. You know, really been good. You know, it's you worry about that 4th and 5th day that you are going to hit a wall, and there's a lot of enthusiasm, and you can see something different, and that's exciting. You know, they've hit the wall, I think, but they're pushing through it, if you will.
The stuff that made the younger quarterbacks' heads spin, did the guys who've been here for a while handle it okay, or is that new to them too?
Some of it's new to them too. Some stuff that we got over the summer from some NFL teams, and so there's some concepts that are new to everybody. So everybody was spinning.
How different is that from what you run in the past?
There's some different things in there, and we're going to see if we can handle it and if it works with who we have personnel-wise. So it's exciting. You know, we've got 3 weeks to kind of play with it a little bit, and there's going to be a few that we don't like that we're going to trash, and then the other ones, if we're good at it, then we'll formation it and use different personnel, and that way the quarterbacks know exactly where to go and everybody knows what to do.
How helpful is it for King and Rose that they're playing under Benny and learning from his tutelage?
I think it's huge. One, it creates competition. 2, you know, just you know, Benny, he'll take the load. He'll take 100 snaps if you give it to him. You know, but to get him to game 13, you know, him having a break here and there and getting those other guys, you know, they've proven now that they're ready to go and they're doing everything right. And so far, after 5 days, that has proven true. Wagner's been on and off a little bit, like some of our young guys, you know, him being, but you know, the big body has been, you know, it's fun to be able to throw if you're a quarterback, man, throw that thing up there to him and let him go make a play. You know, we saw a couple of those early. Now, as we've gone a little bit further, you know, now you get tired, you get locked up. We got good DBs, so now you got to fight. Now we got to get back to technique.
Are any of those young wide receivers sort of standing out or showing anything?
Yeah, you know what? I think that you know, Keem Hayes and Marvin Alexander, and you got Bryce Oliver and all those guys. The learning curve right now and the speed of the game is what's getting. I think athletic. I think in whole, our this freshman team that we just recruited, I think there's a lot of talent. I really do. Going from our running backs, I love the 2 running backs. Our tight ends, then you can tell that they're athletic. They can catch. They can run. And so the offensive line got some guys in there battling. So I just think as a whole, that whole group, I think once they, you know, start getting it, I think they'll even play faster.
Between Wagner, Taven, Dorian, your tight ends are really tall too. How much does that help? Does that change anything that you can do, or does it just help the quarterbacks take a bigger target?
I think that's a great question, but I think you can help what we do on offense in terms of scheme. And then throw the ball up. You know, we had one in the corner today where threw it up. It was a contested catch, and Keaton came down with it. You know, big, you know, 6'6", 6'7" guy, and he out-jumped him and made a great catch. You know, and so I think as they get more comfortable with that, if I'm a quarterback and I'm seeing those big bodies, I'm throwing. You know, you have to. You can't be afraid. You can't be fearful. You know, Coach talked to us about that yesterday. Man, let that thing rip.
Some of your offensive linemen talked about some communication issues sometimes last year, that maybe they were sort of fighting each other a little bit. Are you seeing a change in that now that they've all sort of worked together for a while?
Yeah, especially with the first group.
Yeah.
You know, they're rolling right along. They're really a lot further ahead than they've ever been. Second group, okay. Third group, they're spinning. But you know, I do. I like that. I like how they're communicating. It's faster, and we're going.
Is there anything you changed in that communication, or is there?
No.
No.
That's the good part. It gets better because it's the same.
When Wagner expressed,
quarterbacks who haven't played in a D1 game yet, obviously at some point they're going to have to overcome adversity. What can you do in practice to simulate the type of adversity, or even not in practice, things that you can do to to simulate adversity they're going to have to overcome?
Twofold. One, when we start Thursday, we're going to start calling team like a game. Everybody on the sideline, and we're going to move the ball, different situations, and we're going to make it like a team, almost like a scrimmage for the rest of this game. So that's going to help those guys, you know. Two, number one, as we're moving the ball, and if they do something bad, they've got to refocus, you got to flip a switch, and you got to recover, and you got to move on to the next play. Showing them on film, you can do that, and you can show them situations. You can see how different quarterbacks have reacted to it. Look at their body language, you know, the leadership stuff with Jason Cummings. Man, that stuff has been unbelievable. We had a session yesterday, and you know, really kind of pointing out some of the things there, what he talks about, where you can be a leader, you know, and really help our football team. And it's got to come. We talked about that early, about those quarterbacks.
Nasir Watkins is a guy you guys like a lot.
Who?
Nasir?
Yes.
What's kind of his progression been from spring to now?
Right now he's stronger. You can see that, and then just really knowing what to do. He's playing faster, if you will. You know, you can see that in everything he's doing. So he's done a heck of a job.
E.J. Price had that sort of hiccup last spring where things sort of didn't go well for him. Have you seen him sort of recover and become?
Yeah, actually, and more mature. You know, we had a deal the other day, and something happened, and he didn't retaliate, and it's huge. It's huge about our whole football team. You know, Coach always talks about discipline, and you can't do things like that. So yeah, that he has progressed for sure.
So are you done with install today?
I am. Today, it's our red zone is in, third down is in. Now it'll be situational stuff, you know, at night when I walk through, it's 2 minutes, last plays of the game. We'll continue to all those situational stuff put in. Now we got to see what they do best. So we'll start taking that stuff when we have time in between, watching the cut-ups, you know, what do we need to run more of, less of, and you just kind of see now in the next 2 weeks, really keep force feeding them, but then seeing what we're good at.
Is this the biggest playbook you've had?
No, just in the spring we just took back.
Okay.
You know, in the spring we had 2 new guys, and it was just smart to do.
Is this a change from the way you've done install?
No. You do it 2 ways. You throw it up all on the deal, you see what sticks, or you slow it down, you slow it down, you slow it down. And we're old enough up front especially to say, hey, we're going to throw it all up. Yes.
Forgot what I was going to ask. When Wagner first expressed interest in joining the program, did you guys look at old tape of him? Did you look at any
all of his high school stuff.
Any basketball and football?
All of his high school stuff told you enough to know that he was fast enough and athletic enough and all that. So we watched his high school stuff.
Eddie, expanding your playbook, and then we've talked about your receivers, and you got depth at running back. I know you want to be multiple offensively, but every time you throw the ball to somebody or do something, and you're not giving the ball to Benny Snell, how do you balance that? Because it's got to be so tempting.
Yeah, but you've got to be, you know, to win those big time games. You can look in the national championship game. You can look at all those playoff games. There's tight throws, and receivers got to make plays. Quarterbacks got to make plays. Tight ends got to make plays. So for us to take that next step, we got to make plays in the passing game. We're going to run the ball. Yeah, that's going to happen. But you need to be balanced. You do. You know, you put 10, 11 guys up there sometimes. It's just tough to block. You know, it's like hitting your head against the wall all the time. And so, you know, it's a challenge to all of them. They know that. They want it. Our receivers want it. Our quarterbacks want it. Everybody does, you know. But when you do that, you got to be great protectors. Your back's got to do the right thing, and everybody's got to be on the same page. And that's what we're striving to do.
I know you're not addressing the defensive side, obviously, but you got to have more plays to get that done, right? 70 plays or more?
Yeah, no. I will never go into it. Now, what I will do is that by personnel and formation, it'll seem like 70 plays to the defense. Does that make sense? So I could have 3 plays, same concept, but it's going to look different to the defense because one can be in 10 personnel, 1 in 11, 1 in 12. But our guys, they know the concept, they know what we're doing. But to the defense,
so everybody
on
defense is going to get a chance to get enough touches.
Yeah, I don't care about touches. Meaning, this is what's been good about our offense over the years. When it's going and it's clicking, everybody gets the ball. Distribution, because of conceptually how we do it with coverage. You know, we're going to work one side of the field based on the coverage. Some games, unfortunately, you might be that guy who only catches 2 balls and the other guy catches 8. But that's where you got to be humble. And you know, now there's going to be times when touches. I want to get the ball to Lynn on this right here. He hasn't had the ball here. We've got plays for that.
Folks, thank you very much.